Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for watching another video. As you can see, today we're talking about wine glasses, how to select them, some considerations you might want to think about before purchasing a set, and today we're going to be using the Ridel Extreme Cabernet glass and why I think this is the perfect option. And as always, guys, if at the ending of the video you want to purchase the Ridel Extreme Cabernet glass, make sure you check out the link in the description below. Now, of course, one of the first things you want to consider is pricing. How much do you want to spend on your glassware? Now, I don't recommend spending a whole lot just because I know for sure that there's a certain point where I'm not getting a lot back on how much I spend. Like the liquid that you're drinking out of your glass isn't going to taste that much better. Also consider that if this is your first set of wine glasses and you spend a whole lot of money and you break them, well, I would rather break a cheaper set than a more expensive set. And that's one of the reasons I love these glasses. They're moderately priced, but you're not giving up anything as far as quality and drinking experience. Next up is, how do you decide what shape of wine glass to purchase? Now, obviously, you're going to look at it, and if you like the shape of it, then you should buy it. But ultimately, I recommend looking at the box and seeing what it says to put in there. If it says Cabernet, then you put Cabernet in it, keeping in mind that these glasses have been designed to help maximize your enjoyment with whatever you're trying to put in it. Now, knowing that, do I consider myself a wine glass snob? No, I just happen to know that if I'm drinking a Cabernet or a Bordeaux, my experience will be maximized if I drink it in something that looks like this. Would I not drink it out of something like this? No, that's what I got. That's what I got. Could you put it in a champagne flute? Absolutely. But just notice that there's a big opening difference here. The experience you're going to get in drinking a red wine out of a champagne flute is going to be a lot different because the surface area that the oxygen has to interact with is a lot less. And now you're not going to have the same sensory experiences. The taste and the aroma is going to be different. Likewise, if you put champagne in here, you don't get to see the beautiful rise of the carbonation coming up here. In fact, the experience you're going to get from the carbonation versus here is going to be different. And definitely the smell and the taste and the enjoyment is going to be different. But if that's what you like, then that's what you like. It's not a black and white rule here. It's not hard set. You put the wine where you think is going to be best. But in general, I just recommend going with whatever is recommended on the box. Now, another thing to consider is material. You can go with glass or you can go with crystal. Let's start off with glass. Now, I know this is not a wine glass, but this is made out of glass. And you can see here that the lip is very thick. Now, that's a disadvantage because you want to have the lip of the glass be as thin as possible. The least amount of resistance between you and the liquid is the best. That experience is the best as it can get, almost like you're sucking it out of the air. So glass is less expensive, but it's also thicker and a lot heavier and definitely a lot more fragile. Let's have a look at how thin the lip is here on this crystal glass here. I'll just put them next to each other. You can see the thickness difference there. Another thing that's not going to show up is also the clarity of crystal. It is so much cleaner than glass. You're not going to be able to see it here, but you know, the viewing experience is like high definition when you're looking at it through a glass that's made out of crystal. And of course, it's more durable. It's a little bit more expensive than glass, but its durability is unquestioned. Now, it's because they mix crystal with lead in the old days. Now, Ridel uses borosilicate to keep that durability up, but they do so much testing on their glasses that the mixture between crystal and borosilicate, this is much more durable. You get the nice thin lip in there, nice clarity, beautiful clarity, and I think it's worth the extra few dollars to go with something like this. All right, here are some things that people don't normally consider when they're purchasing a set of wine glasses. So you go in there and you see this beautiful shape with this beautiful stem. The question is, how are you going to care for it and where are you going to store it? For example, this right here, right up to this point, that's just about 10 inches. Do you have space in your cabinet to fit this glass? Now, if you can't fit something like this in your cabinet, you can try to go stemless. Now, I love stems. I think they look elegant. I think it enhances the experience because it gives you a couple of different areas to hold them in without touching the bowl of the glass here. So you can hold it on the foot. I don't normally do that. I just normally grip it by the stem like this. I know for sure that the heat from your hand can heat up the wine in the glass, especially because it's really thin, and that kind of shortens the window of the temperature that you can enjoy the wine at. So I try not to grab it like this or like this. Also consider that it puts a lot of fingerprints, as you can see here, on the glass. And something that I just thought about just recently when I went to a restaurant, I went to the restroom and I washed my hands, and I happened to grab my glass like this. I could smell the soap on my hands, and it was really messing with what I was experiencing inside of the glass as far as aroma. So I normally go with stems on my ware. Also, going back to the care issue, are you going to hand wash? Like, can you get your hands in here if you're going to hand wash, or are you going to put it into a dishwasher? As we can see, my hands can't get in here. I'd have to get a wine brush. Now, remember, the more you put your hands on the glass, the more of a chance you're going to have to break it. So I recommend putting it in the dishwasher, and these are dishwasher safe. But if you're going to hand wash, the things you got to remember is you never want to grab it by the stem area and twist it. This is very durable, but the stem doesn't have a lot of torque resistance, so you want to make sure that if you are washing your glass on the inside that you're not twisting it, because it's going to snap off by the stem. And also consider, again, if you are hand washing it, just be a little bit delicate when you're going on the inside, right? It's not like you're trying to plunge a toilet. So those are some tips to taking care of your wine glasses once you buy them. All right, guys, there is your quick look at the Ridel Extreme Cabernet glass. I think this is the perfect shape for me. Perfect price, perfect quality. Again, Ridel backed by over 250 years of wine glass making experience and over 11 generations. Remember, if you want to purchase one of these, make sure you check out the link in the description below. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.